it's going to be Vincent Moses who gives it to you. Take it away, boys.
NiP not making top 8 since Columbus 2016, and in that same time span, the core of Vitality, NBK, the French core, has only made to the top 8 once. That was in Boston. Both of these cores, both of these lineups with something to prove coming into this last map. NiP going to start on the defense here. All 5 players for Vitality towards the B bomb site. Set up smokes. You imagine it's going to be a real big hit here, and it's Lekr0 who's going to be blocked off, but it doesn't matter if he gets that first kill. That's huge. ZywOo, the big impact player for the Frenchman on overpass. He's down and out.
Makes NiP a little bit more confident in backing away and playing for the retake as well, now that Vitality are down to 4. The clarity of mind for Lekr0 not to overextend and give away that early advantage. They have the kit and smoke in the hands of Get Right. They can still make this a reality. Lekr0 long range going to try his hand on bench. Nothing forthcoming just yet, but now the strength in numbers. They're starting to push through apps. Get Right and Lekr0 both going to try and move the kills. It's all down to Alex. All 2 instant headshots. Going to make the round interesting, but Dennis is going to take it away. And NiP will get the retake and make it a success.
And NiP, I mean, obviously the first kill from Lekr0 helps, but that's a designed retake on that, because you can see the flank came in so quick. They had the entire theory behind it. They take the B bomb site, we get 2 to 3 players flanking through those B halls, and Vitality, even though they had good positions, they could never coordinate and set up a crossfire at any one point of attack because it was just so well coordinated from NiP. Aggression coming from Market at the same time as Halls. That player in bench could not transition over and guard the Halls exit and help his teammates out. Really, really brutal retake for NiP, and they have a 1-0 start.
I feel like the explosiveness of that round is just an indication of things to come. This Mirage could get really hot real quick. NBK's been tapped up, and Dennis is going to find ZywOo. Some pistols were picked up, but they've all been taken away, and Dennis is actually on for the ace. He's picked up 4. Hasn't even lost a single point of damage. Still completely healthy. NBK separated from the rest of his team, probably the only reason he's still alive. Not taking any part of that mid-massacre. When Desert Eagle's gonna find one onto Rez, how much damage can he inflict across to the CTs? Bomb under control from the Swedes in mid.
I like this. I mean, a great round from Dennis, obviously. Unarmored opponents, but we saw that this NiP team looks so much different when Dennis is playing well. We saw it on Cash, a dominant victory, and he was having phenomenal impact. They need that back. Not only Dennis, but just the drop-off on an individual level from NiP in that second map, and a well-played map from Vitality. Got to give him credit for that as well. NBK going to do what he can to build upon that 1 kill, take anything away from the Ninjas. No real chance of winning this, only 40 seconds on the clock. But would love to add some kills onto it. I think it's interesting that we saw Vitality. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Forrest is going to be the next one up. He's not going to let NBK get anything off. I think it's interesting that the Dusk seems swayed by that second map performance.
I think it was just the nature and how one-sided it was, and key players that weren't active and weren't really around for Cash, like ZywOo suddenly turning up in a big way. That being said, though, we have to take into consideration that starting on the T side, this is where on Cash Vitality really struggled. It's always going to make it easier when you have like an 11-4 first half lead.
Yeah.
Win the second pistol, you're already pretty much towards the finish line.
Good point.
And again, if ZywOo can't keep a decent economy to get ops, this is where things can get sketchy for Vitality. Aggression on mid, Dennis going to try and take the fight again. So oozing with confidence after that last round, and so he should. 2 kills alongside Rez. Shutting the door in their face.
Yeah, Rez over the smoke. Well, Dennis is close up. Finally, Dennis is dropped from behind, but it's just 2 players. Disaster striking Vitality in this third round. NBK and Alex going to try and hit a timing. Lekr0's the only defender here. Force is rotating over. They can get in quick. It's not going to happen. He spots him out. Great fight from NBK. He's actually spotted him and done great damage. Alex left alone, 1-on-4, but he's got to find a way into the bomb site. He has no idea Lekr0 is here. Or does he? He swings back out for the fight. Lekr0 just too much of an advantage. It's 3-0 for the Ninjas. And you talked about avoiding economic issues. That's I don't know if that's a NiP flash, maybe a mistime flash from Vitality to take top mid. Apex completely blind, had no chance. But certainly economic woes early on as NiP have complete control of the money situation.
It's a risky play as well, because you could see from Alex's perspective, if Dennis dies instantly at the top of mid control's completely lost for NiP. They're going to lose 2 players up there. So vitally important that Rez and Dennis were on point to deliver 2 fatal blows and take this around and away from Vitality. Now they're on upgraded pistols. We saw what damage MBK did when given an opportunity with the Desert Eagle, and now they have 4 of them.
They should be able to get a plan out of this, or they maybe not should, but they might be able to. Get Right is playing it so passively. Dennis is there with him. Oh, that is great nade. Beautiful utility damage, and that 1 HE just scares Vitality off of it. They've pulled Rez away from Connector, which is going to give Apex some space in mid, but it's going to be tough for him to find anything. Back to mid we go with these Deagles. Now in Connector, Forrest is not peeking a whole lot on Catwalk, and oh my god, don't have it cleared whatsoever. Get Right just completely oblivious to the fact that no one had that covered. Oh, that's another big mistake. NBK onto Forrest. The middle of the map has been opened. It's just Lecro.
Such a head scratcher. NiP on the brink of being broken back down from these Deagles, but can Lecro survive? The last line of defense on B has been around here for long enough that now the remainders of Lecro and Rez can also move in position. Bomb now realizing, okay, hold on, they're all stacking B, let's rotate around, but in the meanwhile, so NiP.
Yeah, this is actually kind of scary for Vitality. They had a chance there, but they were so scattered across the map, they couldn't group up and take advantage of it. NiP have now rotated back towards the A-bomb site. This is all on Lecro. He spotted it out. Great positioning to be able to stay alive, but he's got to get aggressive on Apex. He's got to do a quick big kill. Can't convert over. Dennis is here now. They shouldn't be able to salvage the M4, and indeed they won't. That should be the end. He's not going to stop the plant, but he's got a great angle and a double kill for Dennis. A dangerous, dangerous round for NiP, but they still come out on top. They're going to lose a lot of money for that victory, though.
Yeah, and off the basis of just a couple of slip-ups, like having no one watching Connector, that is almost unforgivable, and Get Right gets the ultimate punishment for it.
It's very rare to see that level of miscommunication. I don't know if it was... I mean, we obviously can't know if they were speaking to each other, but Get Right might have just looked at radar and thought that Forrest was covering Connector from Catwalk and not realizing that he was so deep and playing it a little bit more passively. Maybe he just didn't have the timing in his head right for the rotation around towards mid from Vitality, obviously because Apex came from underpass. Might have been a little bit quicker than he thought. Still no op on ZywOo. Look at NiP, going for an aggressive defense. Dennis and Get Right have both pushed down with a flashbang to clear that A ramp. Lecro a chance to get information, maybe a pick, maybe damage.
Oh, this could come down to timing if he moves again. He did just see the legs jumping across. Now he can go back in. How long can he survive for? Already players starting to rummage their way out of kitchen. Forrest is there, he's been tagged, but Lecro's still alive. He's done so much work already on this B side by his lonesome, but this time it's a bridge too far. He gets plucked down in midair, but it's going to be a decent hold, all things considered. NiP going to weather the storm, have a 3-on-2 advantage, and Apex just down to 6 health. MBK, though, does get the first in this encounter.
Oh, he gets the second as well, and now it's just Get Right. 2 low HP players. Historically, one of the best clutch players we've had in Global Offensive, and he's waiting in market. He knows NBK's on Catwalk. Must find Apex. Gonna try and stop this. No one's covering it. NBK's not watching. I think it might be a flank. The bomb gets planted. Get Right's gonna do it. A double kill for the legend, and NiP on 5.
And he was loving it as well. Both players so incredibly low, but he played it to perfection. And Vitality still can't strike onto the scoreboard. They've been close a couple of times. Again, their Lecro stalled for so long with that opening AWP pick and also focusing their attention down towards the site where he was.
And that was really the winning factor of it. Lecro only gets the 1 kill, but the fact that he had such a deep angle in towards B and he could call the B hit coming in before, like, so early on, because they actually lost. I mean, Lecro only gets 1 and they lose the follow-up duel after that. But all of NiP was there, so when they finally get those 2 kills of the main B defenders, there's still 2 other people to follow up waiting in the site. Just resistance every step of the way from NiP. And Vitality, it's close, but they can't pull it out. They call a timeout on the back of that loss. They have plenty of money now. You have to imagine ZywOo can be dropped in AWP by NBK or Alex. They're not going to go for it yet. So even without monetary issues, Still keeping ZywOo away from that weapon just for the moment.
Oh, get right, too aggressive. Gonna get punished, but actually does get the molly frag onto ZywOo anyway. So they're gonna trade 1-for-1. But now that damage is being inflicted across to NiP. This is maybe the reason they didn't pick up at all. They wanted a faster up-in-your-face approach, and Dennis, he's went down the opportunity. He really should have been a kill, but same can be said for Apex. Dennis survives on 20 health, 2-on-2. This is still up in the air, and now it's going the way of NiP. Vitality have had opportunities. They've had moments where you think the round is going to go their way, and it just slips through their fingers. There's still a lot of time, though, for RPK, and he does have control over the bomb.
I think they realize the possibility, but want to see if RPK is going to double pack. He has a real chance, a real chance to take this one away. Dennis and Lekro are going to stick together on this retake. Dennis with low HP. Neither of them have any kits. There's plenty of money for it. Lekro just picks one up off a dead body. They've got to be careful. Now they've split, though. Lekro's going to have an interesting one-on-one duel with RPK, who has a chance for some kind of a miraculous clutch for the French side.
Yeah, chance of redemption as well. Up into this round, he only had 12 ADR, but now here we go. It's a one-on-one. It's position compromised, but Dennis, only with 20 health, does have an up to his name. Gonna smoke on and try and get the bomb defusal in amongst it. RPK spraying, not entirely sure where the bomb's planted for. Oh, not like this, RPK. The tank is about to come to pieces. He assumes it's a fake, but it's not. NiP get the ninja defuse in the smoke, and Vitality are gonna be gutted.
He just completely forgot the angle needed for his own plant. A great shot on the Lekro, and Dennis all smiles. Inside of the smoke, steals away the opportunity for the clutch. That one hurts. NiP off to a phenomenal lead, 6-0. Money still right on the edge. Those two faces say it all. The difference is in emotion. ZywOo finally with the AWP, 7 rounds in.
He was such an integral part of Overpass. They've left it late, but can he still have the impact? Only 1 kill, make it 2. Dennis goes for the slow peek and gets punished.
Late peek as well without a flashbang that was just thrown, oddly enough. So, Dennis wins a clutch, but comes down to earth real quick. He's got $0 in the bank. This is a critical round for Vitality to get back on the board. For the first time, Rez gets blind, but he just takes the shots anyways and does pretty decent damage onto Apex. That one pick, though, is really going to thin and spread out this defense, which means there should be more opportunities for ZywOo in the future. Back to the B bomb site, NBK and Palace has been spotted by Rez. That'll keep him frozen. That'll keep them considering A. Lekro's jump spotting, but he doesn't have a Molotov. He doesn't have a smoke to really slow them down once he spots them. And no backup is going to come quickly.
The timing on that nade, though, everyone's been chunked down. Lekro, again, on the site, able to deliver one fatal blow, looking for more, finds it onto Alex, and no one's there to be able to avenge him either. Lekro's done enough! What a hold by the man, and now NBK's all that remains. 25 seconds to get on the site. Surely no hope of Vitality once again. Gonna be swatted away by NiP.
Oh, just completely shut down. That is so good from Lekro. The timing on the nade, as you said, softens him up. Force gets to catwalk just in time. In great positioning to catch RPK off. Also a situation where Force rotated to catwalk will be able to take the first contact, at least pull attention away from Lekro, which leads to his second kill. The great maneuvering throughout that bomb site. And somehow, even though the opening pick goes to Vitality, that's a strong win for NiP. They survive with 4 players. No one falls after that pick. Dennis and Lekro at the top of the scoreboard, each with 11 kills.
The thing is, though, that consistently Vitality have been chipping away at some of these guns. You can see that Dennis down to $850, Lekro 300. You go back to the RPK play, the 1-on-2 where the defuse comes in the smoke.
Yep.
It's such a vital part in both these teams' careers to miss out on that clutch. That is absolutely brutal.
It really hurts. I mean, you're right. Vitality, up until this point, have had NiP on the ropes economically. They just haven't been able to convert. They had 3 plants in a row, 2 of those getting NiP down to just 1 player. Now we have aggression from Rez. How long does he want to stick around? He's got to know they're going to start circling behind him. That flashbang, I think, dissuades him, but it's too late. No one else there to cover. Force is smoked off in window. Nobody in connector. And Rez just runs out of time at top mid. So a 1-for-1 trade off that aggression. You have to imagine Lekro's done enough for Vitality not really to want to test this B bomb site again. Oh, great shot as the smoke fades.
Yeah, definitely think that's a point worth making, that Lekro has been so good. Maybe to focus their attention on A, but here's Dennis, and he's feeling it again. He had a bit of an off-second map.
Apex is going to be so disappointed.
Those are the kind of encounters you expect him to win.
He just missed every single shot. He had about 5 bullets before Dennis could even react. Dennis is still going to be tested here, so is Forrest. Who's going to win? Who's going to come out on top of his test? But now we go to Dennis.
Molotov's not going to sway him, though. Can just stay in shadow. He's got a player on stairs, which is going to be Forrest. So Crossfire has been implemented by NiP. They assume that Dennis has gone back to the side. I have no idea, but he can hit the freest of kills. Now the bomb has been dropped out. NBK has to watch all the angles, and NiP continue their winning ways.
What a great round from Dennis. No one's going to care about the slow start in this event if he delivers in this fashion from here on out. This is a very well-played round from him. Gets just a little bit... Well, he gets very lucky. That would be... I have to imagine that sequence with Apex would be one of his classic reaction pictures. We've seen some insane faces come out of Apex in the heat of gameplay, and that, you would imagine, would be another one. That's a missed opportunity. The RPK clutch, a missed opportunity. The Zai Wu pick into a B hit that just gets demolished is a missed opportunity. There's too many of those early on for Vitality, and now this is going to be tough to recover from.
Is there going to be another opportunity here? Because smokes are being deployed. The hit's imminent, but yeah, Frank's not having any of it. Does get taken down through the floorboards by Apex, who's looking to find a second, but this push has been repelled. There is a flank, though.
Yeah, Alex has pushed all the way through the B bomb site now. It's be so tough for him to have an impact that could turn this round in his favor. Do you think he's been spotted? Not yet. Dennis hasn't looked over. Alex is just telling Apex to stay alive. This could be a knife kill. I think it is. He's coming behind him, considering it. And there's just a straight down execution, but he's got an AWP now. They need to recover the bomb. They don't have any nades. This AWP is pretty much all they've got.
Yeah, flashbang was picked up, but they desperately want to smoke right now. Smoke for the cross, and that's why Lekro was holding it down from jungle. Now Alex is like, okay, I'm probably going out. Let's just make sure they don't retrieve the AWP. Which is fair enough, all things considered, but I mean, at the end of the day, you can try and save the economy all you want. Your team's down 9-0.
Well, he didn't make the AWP over the wall either, so NiP are going to have that back in their hands for free. Nothing's going right for Vitality, is it?
One of those days. I mean, everything was going right for them on Overpass. You have to also tip your hat to NiP to have the resilience and to just completely wipe away that last map, knowing that you had a chance to 2-0 this best of 3.
There's just so much experience across these two teams, even if you have some I mean, not so much on NiP side of things as Rez and Lekro are got to be considered like pretty big veterans at this point, but certainly on Vitality, young players. But the veterans have put them in a good position to win, or I mean, to at least fight for this third map, although it all seems to be crumbling down. Helping them to stabilize after getting demolished on Cash, winning Overpass in convincing fashion. Here on Mirage, not yet able to put up a fight. Lekro spots both of those. That's a very narrow crack, but he just wants the information to get that wider angle. We saw that previously as well. This is that one, but utility can be used to keep him safe.
May get lulled into a false sense of security because Forrest is also on the drop. What's happening? Get right, went for the flank, got caught. NBK is a step ahead of Lekro, but this is it. They had no idea that Forrest was also stacked on the side. I
have no idea how this round just got so close. So many kills coming out quickly. NiP must keep their focus. To lose this kind of a lead in a round at this point in the tournament is just not acceptable, and Forrest has to assume that Alex has picked up the bomb, which he has, but gambling on this B bomb site, it's not going to yield anything positive for him. Alex taking it slow, no idea as well where Forrest could be, but I don't know. This is going to be a long route over to the other bomb site. Alex is going to have so much time to get into a position, and we're going to have to see one of Forrest's trademark shots if he wants to win this. He does have a kit, he does have a smoke as well. But Alex putting himself in a position to avoid a smoke-diffused disaster.
Still relatively out in the open. It's going to come down to the peak, and DeForest just see him before the flash detonated. Maybe he did, calling that he's going back into the smoke, finds him, but Alex is quicker on the trigger this time. Vitality get their first round, but they still trail 9-1.
Tell you what, Alex plays a dangerous game in that round. He gave Forrest a couple opportunities to win that outright. Here's one kill. You have to like NBK getting this aggressive and just getting tired of losing, going for everything. Alex gets got right, as you said, on the flank.
I believe that was still at T-spawn as well.
NiP is going to be kicking himself for losing that one, but still with a 9-1 lead, still in pretty solid control of this game. This one's going to hurt though. Unfortunately, Vitality, if that win had come earlier during certain points of this half, NiP would have been broke immediately upon this loss. As it stands, because they were able to win some pretty convincingly in that stretch towards the end of it, they have enough money to get a very strong buy. Op on Lekro, rifles on Forrest and Rez, SMG on Get Right. They've got 2 kits as well and pretty good amount of utility.
But the power comes in here, Jason, that if Vitality win this round, NiP will be broken. There's a chance they could even pull this back to 9-6.
This round is probably the most important we've seen in this half so far. If Vitality cannot win this, it's going to be such a huge lead in the first half for NiP. It's the same situation. Vitality, upon a loss here, economically speaking, would be decimated.
So much on the balance, on the scales, to see which of these two teams progresses to the top 8. Vitality deciding to go mid again. They've been hurt quite a few times down this avenue of the map, but this time NiP don't have enough firepower to contend it. Instead, Forrest is going to come around from the side, misses his chance. He's done a lot of damage though, and Apex is down to just 22. He has to back away in mid. Rez also, though, has to fall out of window, so Vitality, they've won the mid battle for now.
Well, here's the next play. Dennis with this push in Palace. It's great positioning. What does he decide to do? He decided to go clear A ramp. He's got to call out to his teammates that A ramp is open. They could be inside of the site. NBK's now dinked. Very low HP and a couple players, and that could be an easy mop-up for Dennis. I don't think NBK is going to expect this flank so early, and even if he does, no HP to really get in a fight. Dennis holding the trigger. He can stop the plant, tapping away, runs out of bullets, but again, ZywOo is so low, and now he's got to turn his attention. ZywOo peering towards spawn. That's a great shot. More is needed. More is needed from the young player, but it's not going to happen. Forrest from behind. A kit in his hands as well, in a 2-on-2.
And there's a smoke. Forrest can put that smoke down. This is such an important trade. It's going to go in favor of Alex for now. Dennis down to 28. Apex watching from connector. Here comes the smoke. It's just about on point to go for the defuse. Forrest finds it. Here comes Alex. He's going to spray through the smoke now. Can't quite land. On to Dennis, who comes around the side, gets the kill, and NiP are going to do it just about in the nick of time.
Oh, they've done it. They have. They've got the defuse. Dennis, and you could see Vitality maybe having some nightmares of the previous smoke defuse, really commits to trying to find that diffuser in the smoke. Smart play from Dennis, just tap the bomb and wrap around the box. You know he's going to be overexposed, and Apex not happy. 10-1 now, and we mentioned how important that round was. Vitality do not have much to fight with. The MAC-10 on ZywOo, a Deagle, some P250s. They've got good utility, but the weaponry is just so outclassed in the favor of NiP, and it's Dennis leading the way. Been waiting for this kind of a performance from him in a Ninja's uniform, and now he's delivering in the third map of a series to get them to the top 8.
What a time to step it up. 145 ADR, 3 of NiP over the 100 mark though. Lekro and Rez also having a performance to be delighted about on the side of NiP. In the meanwhile though, Vitality have gone all in on this round. They know that NiP still haven't fully recovered. There is still a way back in. May not be all doom and gloom yet if they can pick up this round.
Lekro's been phenomenal here though. He's been so good. Force in assistance as well. And here's the tough part. I don't think NiP is really going to make any jumps on cheating over at this point in the game, especially with the knowledge that it'll be a low buy, but there's no noise across the map. There's some smokes in mid at this point, but Dennis is going to get information with a pop flash that mid is entirely clear. So NiP probably has a good read of what's coming, and now they know as the smoke starts to rain out, this nade is going to be a catastrophe for Vitality.
Lekro's been flashed a couple of times. This is where the Max 7's at its most prolific, and Lekro with 2, making 3, nearly a 4th. Apex gets the buckshot to the face, but he is going to be able to hold the line again.
All smiles for the Swedes. I love the fact that Lekro went back for that 4th kill as well. What a great sequence with that shotgun. They have to get close, they don't expect it. Nice kills all around, and Forrest there just for a little bit of assistance. Lekro has been an absolute rock at the B bomb site.
This is one of the best B holds performances that I've seen in quite some time. Lekro has been on point. Often by himself, getting 2 or 3 kills. Here comes a stack. Hoping that one of NiP decide to push this, give them a weapon across. And they may actually get their reward, because Rez, unbeknownst to him, is coming through. Cue the Jaws music, it could be. A kill going across the Vitality, and Rez is going to be quite surprised. Bit of a jump scare.
Rez has had a bit of an awkward half. Him and GetRight haven't seen a whole lot of action. Probably itching for some kills in this deciding map. 11-1. And yeah, they have an M4, they have no armor, they have 1 smoke that's picked up, which could actually be pretty useful. But GetRight's going to be playing in front of it. He's actually peering in towards Palace right now. This could actually be dangerous. If GetRight goes down, he's not pushing in though, which is smart. He can get away if he spots this push coming early. Here they come, turning the corner, 2 quick kills. That's the bomb down. He's going to stay here. A-Ramp is being covered by his teammate side. Woo does get the kill with the M4, but is quickly taken down after. A commanding lead for NiP.
Is back to the raw dominance that we saw on Cash. And in that round, Vitality didn't have any armor. Here's the stack again. You can see Rez drilled into the head by 3 separate players. But this is really where the SMG is going to rip through oncoming terrorists. No armor there to help them out. And as you say, I mean, this has just been dominant. Pure.
And I mean, it's a dominant score, but the start of this game, like the first 7 rounds, were not dominant at all. And there can be so many ifs, and it's not going to be any kind of consolation for Vitality or for the French fans. But this truly is one of those games that could have been so much closer, that could have been a grinded out battle back and forth, and so many things could be different. There was about a 4-round stretch where Vitality was able to get 3 plants and just not able to convert any of those rounds into a win. If they had at any of those points, they would have reset NiP and been able to get 3 or 4 rounds early on. But now this is just falling flat.
Yeah, I mean, there's been 3 times where they've got a plant down and 1 NiP player has survived. There's been another round where 2 survived. So you can see the Vitality, they've had the chances, they've had the opportunities, just not quite able to grab onto them. And now best case scenario is a 12-3 half. And it may not even go that nicely for them. NiP, again, of course, have Lekro, joined by Forrest on B side. Mid-control not really being established, and NiP, I can't think of too many times they've had an AWP on their CT side. It's been pretty much assault rifles across the board.
We've seen, I think Dennis has had it 1 or 2 rounds, and Lekro's had it once, but it hasn't had any kind of like real impact. So for them, they're just like, yeah, let's just play with the rifles. It helps as well that they haven't had to contend. Remember, Vitality didn't get an AWP in ZywOo's hands, even though they had the ability until round 7. So they haven't really had to contend with an opposing AWPer either.
Yeah, they're definitely going for the more explosive hits and slowed it down maybe a little bit too late. He does have an AWP for the time being. MBK is going to get tested, just sees the elbow. Round the corner from GetRight, who still gets the upper hand. And what an important kill that's going to end up being. It funnels the rest of the T's through ramp and mid. Alex is at least counteracted with a kill of his own onto Forrest, but it leaves RPK in sandwich and Apex just behind him. And Alex has decided to start to make a move around the other side, and Molotov is going to finish off GetRight. In fact, he gets plucked out from RPK instead, but now Alex, who was previously seen in mid, has to try and come through ramp with 15 seconds to go and just 52 health to his name. The bomb's in a pretty awkward spot as well, does find Rez to start things off. But when you have an NiP player in Palace, this round should be done.
Yeah, even gonna run through that Molotov, even if Lekro wasn't there, but now the time is out. They can actually let him live. They can go for the hard punish for that last round. I don't think they got it. I think Dennis killed him just before the round was over. 13-1. NiP just suffocating Vitality in this, not giving them any opportunities for a comeback. Another hit. Feels like Vitality relying on that up from Zaiwu to find them a pick and just an awkward peek. Shuts him down from jungle. Buying up what they can, and I mean, you can tell. Still late getting out of spawn. I think they're all stumped on what even to do. Everyone just kind of snatching things up right at the end, and they've just called a set piece towards this A bomb site and see what happens.
Throwing everything at the wall, seeing what sticks. And right now, not much. Alex has died to NBK. Okay then, well that's awkward. Whereas in the meanwhile, gonna hold on, but the grenade lands by his feet. There's Dennis with 1 and 2, looking for a third. NBK answers back. Gonna try and make amends for that barbecue onto his teammate, but GetRight is there to deliver the fatal blow, and it's 14-1 after the first half.
So much riding on this map. There's got to be so much pressure on these players, but certainly getting out to a 14-1 lead on Mirage is really going to help calm down the nerves. NiP on the verge of accomplishing one of their biggest goals, making it to the Legends, or to Legends status. We'll see if they can do it when we come back. Vitality could not find enough weaknesses in that NiP defense, and because of that, they face a 1-14 deficit. NiP needing just 2 rounds to move on to the top 8 of IEM Katowice, and they're doing it in stunning fashion. Dennis has struggled all tournament long with confidence, with his mentality. He's spoken about it, but this map, you don't see any of that. 22-7 in a resurgent performance.
You could even extend that to his career in NiP. What a time for him to find some form. Apex gonna find one and a second. This is what we're looking for from Vitality. It could have been a whole different scoreline had a couple of rounds gone slightly different, but Rez going to look to breathe down the next collectively. Vitality put some fear in amongst them. But RPK fears no man. Rez has been put down. Alongside him, NiP should follow. So Vitality at least going to make a go of this, but it is the grizzled veterans of Forest and Get Right that stand between them and their second round. Get Right does have a P250. And he's found the head of ZywOo. That's some information, though, that's gathered from Vitality. They now know that Get Right's in mid. It's all about where Forest is, and there is still a minute to play with, so they can't take anything for granted at this stage.
Oh, I mean, of course not. Get Right and Forest have won so many of these situations, and it's not easy to do. Their heyday came in eras past when they were able to do that seemingly at will. I like the way Vitality is playing this, though. Alex and RPK are so far back in the B bomb site. Apex is so passive in window. NBK so passive at that A bomb site. They're not biting on this fake of the smoke. They're just saying, you know what, we're going to wait until you're committed, until we see the bomb being planted, and then we're going to have everyone alive to rotate over and ensure this victory. Even in a 4-on-2, at a 14-1 deficit, you never, ever, ever feel comfortable. It's going to take so long before Vitality can feel any kind of positivity in this half. Off the back of Apex pushing up mid, they're at least going to get this pissed around. Only 12 seconds left, and Force is going to fall. Triple kill for Apex, but that push up mid was stellar. Not even a smile cracking his face. He knows the stakes.
Yeah, he'll certainly feel that that's just a drop in the bucket at this stage, but it could start to get a lot more interesting if they can chip together some consecutive rounds and get a solid economy on board. He had a couple of moments where he did whiff an opportunity on Dennis, of course, on the A side. We discussed this before, could have had a big impact on the round. But here we go. It's a lot of rifles in play. Gonna have 3 on side of UMP and an MP9. Is the MP9 that's taking the fight up mid, and so far ZywOo, he's picked up 3 headshots with it. Solid hold. It was an eco round, but that's money in the bank towards his AWP.
I was going to say, money in the bank for the AWPer is never a bad thing. I don't think NiP invested anything in that round. Just very, very little. Obviously no armor. But with such a big lead, why even go for that? Which is, I think, their kind of thought process, which is probably why ZywOo survived. So many Glocks shooting at him at that range. It's like the Klob from GoldenEye. They just don't do anything. Shout out to all my 90s gamers out there.
What a classic game that was. Meanwhile, Vitality now have to deal with the superior test of AK-47s, and Apex is going to come out swinging. ZywOo narrowly missing out on that chance. Lekro just hold the line for a few more seconds alongside Rez. And now ZywOo flicks across to Get Right. This is the half, remember, that they posted up a lot of rounds on Overpass. So you may not write Vitality off just yet. There could be some more twists and turns. And remember, with so much on the line, the NiP start to feel the pressure.
This felt like NiP kind of testing the waters in mid of what exactly they were going to see moving forward. They knew eventually they'd see that AWP on ZywOo, and it's got Get Right, but I mean, really not even waiting, not even pausing to set up the smokes that we so often see. It's quiet across the map. NiP at least have Rez in a good position. He's a top connector just waiting. Lekro, with plenty of time on the clock, can be very patient, can be very meticulous in how he clears this out. And Vitality, again, falling back into that very passive defense to ensure the round win. They're not willing to take the fights far away from the bomb sites. They want to make sure that everyone is going to be alive. If NiP do get in, do plant that bomb, they'll have enough bodies for the retake. They have 2 kits as well. And NiP have given up the game. Now Alex rotate into Catwalk. He could stop him before they even get into the bomb site. ZywOo completely blind. Rez is going to be exposed from Catwalk. He's got to move forward. There's a kill, but there's 2 for Vitality. 8 seconds. He's going to go for the burst fire, which so often betrays you. And NBK keeps 3 players alive by finishing that off. A 4th round now for the Frenchman.
Actually a pretty important narrow miss with the burst Glock. That would have been 3 players dead. So 3 replenished weapons would have severely hurt the economy of Vitality. As it stands, they can replenish no problems, but ZywOo and Alex below $1,000, Apex dead on $1,000, and then NiP decide to upgrade with some deagles, but not too much else. Of course, they know that this lead can quickly dwindle if they don't manage their economy properly. That flashbang does catch the player pushing out connector flush in the face, but Forest, he's been doused somewhat, down to 29 health.
Yeah, Nade hurts a little bit more than a flashbang. Alex on catwalk, Apex and ZywOo very centralized around top connector and window room. Alex and RPK together have pretty much been sticking around this B bomb site. Inside of it, Alex has strayed over towards catwalk when they're convinced the A bomb site or mid is going to be under an attack, but for the most part, they're playing the buddy system.
Yeah, quite a different style to how Lekro was holding B when he was consistently in B apps and trying to push and look for information. He is now going to move over on the B side. Now the timing could not have been worse. Alex switched weapons, but Lekro's not able to capitalize on it. And now Alex and RPK are going to hold on for dear life. Forest 1 on 5 with 29 HP. This would be one of the plays of the major for sure, but it won't be happening. Apex finds him and puts him down.
Plays of the major, that would have been the graffiti play if Forrest pulled that one off.
Oh yeah.
Not to be. 14-5. Some narrow misses. Lekro almost causes enough havoc at that B bomb site to open things up for his teammates. Probably a little frustrated he couldn't find that kill on Alex. He gets caught with timing and a nade in his hand. Long way to go. Still, NiP now aligning towards this A bomb site. They've tested mid, they just tested B and catwalk with Deagles. Now the A bomb site seems to be under pressure. Alex and ZywOo in mid. Here come the smokes. Here comes a set piece. They want to block that AWP out from having impact. Apex going to step in front of the smokes. He's going to get in before it plumes. Now he's over at triple box, completely blind. This is a tough situation to be in. NBK's going to get 2 though. He's going to hold so well. No one from NiP, any kind of aggression. And NBK, the captain of Vitality, gets 4, and he holds on strong. 6-14. And Vitality do not look phased at all by the scoreline coming into this half.
They did not lose a single point of health in that round either. Everybody 100 by the end of it. What a hold by NBK. Phenomenal work by him. And you can see they did look actually quite relaxed. Hand over. The CT side is now 5 unanswered rounds. No plant in amongst those 5 rounds too. Is looking grim for NiP additionally. Mac 10, UMP. They do have max round loss bonus, of course. Molotov gonna draw them out up close and personal. This is where the SMGs could very well get the upper hand. RPK really needs to hold on for his team, but he's only able to get the one alongside ZywOo. All 3 remainders of the T's though are very, very low. Now Apex is finishing them off 1 by 1 as he reclaims the site with a 3K.
I think Rez was looking for where the bomb might be and just gets caught, not ready for market. And you're right, I mean, just even though the hold wasn't the strongest we've ever seen, enough damage dealt to be able to mop them up. Vitality inching closer, now 6 in a row in this second half, and NiP. The scary thing is, when Vitality was having that stretch in the early stages of their T half, they had 4 plants in the first 6 rounds. NiP hasn't even gotten close to a bomb site.
Yep. That's exactly it.
Oh dear.
Well, that was just incredibly awkward, and Apex is going to pay the price. Did some damage on his way out, but that's not good enough for Vitality. This really now spreads them thinly. The pressure will be mounting. It's all well and good getting 6 rounds in a row, but when you're 14-1 behind, all it takes is one mistake. One lapse in concentration, and everything can come tumbling down.
It also means, because a pick comes out so early in this round, that NiP can really slow down the pace. They can wait and see what the reaction. You can see hitting the pause button, letting Lekro just watch and hope that someone from Vitality is going to peek into it. They don't have to be the aggressors and kind of swing into the angle of the AWP. ZywOo was peering over the smoke at the base of connector, now blocked off. Oh, and Dennis, that nade gives up the position of Alex. And also the running gives up the fact that he's fallen away. Dennis is going to try and catch him. That's too close for RPK. No backup. This could be NiP getting to that point. Alex has everything to do inside the site. So many different angles. He's tagged down so low. Dennis is going to find him. ZywOo has to do whatever he can. They have to at least try and see if they can make an opportunity for themselves, but it's not to be. NBK, 1-on-5, can only get the one.
We've reached that stage, ladies and gentlemen. Ninjas in Pajamas have 8 match points, 8 points in which to secure to get to the top 8 of the major. They are so close, it is now tangible. And Vitality don't have any timeouts remaining. It's not as if they can call one to try and slow things down, discuss where things went wrong. I mean, really, that came off the back of Apex just getting caught out in the open.
Yeah, so you can still recover from that scenario. Obviously, that one hurts. Also, I mean, RPK getting caught in those holes, not able to get anything done. Either way, here we go again. Back to the B-bomb, so they want to pressure. That Molotov isn't going to do anything. It's thrown into a smoke. Rez jumps through. His teammates can't follow. His teammates can't do anything about this. RPK is going to be able to hold on. This B-rush is stalled out. There's going to be 3 defenders here very, very quickly, and they must find RPK.
Everyone's found Alex, though, so RPK is the last piece of the puzzle. NBK's gone down too. Still smoke in the eyes, and they've called it. They've decided to just spray through the smoke. Why not? ZywOo, though, able to get 1. It's a 2-on-3, and he's down to 40 health. He needs Apex to get a move on through short. ZywOo cannot push through by himself. He needs Apex to draw away some of this fire, and everyone was set up for the play from ZywOo. Allows Apex to strike, but the Ninjas in Pajamas, they've done it. They get top 8.
You could see what it means, a historic performance for NiP. It's been 3 years since they were top 8 at a major, and through all the personal struggles, through all the difficulties of the team, they finally made it back.